sum up how you're feeling now?
Yeah, I feel, I feel down. Like I feel
But apparently Australia's #1 fan. Obviously a big fan of Emma Raducanu, the Rado.
Thank you to the support.
Emma Raducanu'S shocking meltdown to miraculous comeback. Australian Open 2026 explodes with drama, legends fall, and champions rise. What's up, tennis fanatics? And welcome back to Champions Tennisistics, the only channel that brings you the absolute wildest, most jaw-dropping action from the pro tennis circuit without any of the boring stuff. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button right now because you're about to witness one of the most insane emotional roller coasters in recent tennis history. And trust me, you do not want to miss what happens next. So picture this scene if you will. Just days ago, Emma Raducanu, the 2021 US Open champion, Britain's golden girl, the player who captured hearts around the entire world with that fairy tale run in New York, stood in front of cameras with tears streaming down her face. Her voice was shaking, her eyes were red and puffy, and the words that came out of her mouth sent shockwaves through the tennis community. "I'm truly sad that I wasn't able to play up to what everyone expected." The stadium fell silent. Social media exploded. Critics sharpened their knives. The whispers started immediately. Was the pressure finally too much? Had the weight of expectation crushed the spirit of one of tennis's brightest young stars? Was this the beginning of the end for Emma Raducanu? Hold that thought, because if you think that's where this story ends, you clearly don't know who you're dealing with. This is Emma Raducanu we're talking about, a fighter, a champion, someone who has been counted out more times than we can remember and keeps proving everyone wrong. What happened next in Melbourne will absolutely blow your mind, and we're going to break down every single dramatic moment of it right here, right now. But that's not all we've got for you today. The Australian Open 2026 has officially kicked off, and day one delivered enough drama, upsets, comebacks, and emotional moments to fill an entire season of your favorite reality show. We've got legends saying potentially their final goodbyes, champions making statements, underdogs defying the odds, and Brits showing up in a massive way down under. Let's set the stage properly because context matters here. The Hobart International was supposed to be a nice little warm-up tournament for Emma, a chance to get some matches under her belt, shake off the rust, build some confidence heading into the Australian Open. Instead, it turned into an absolute nightmare that nobody saw coming. Emma suffered a devastating, unexpected loss that left her visibly shaken. This wasn't just a regular loss where you shake hands, say good match, and move on to the next tournament. No, this was different. This cut deep. The cameras, always lurking, always watching, captured every painful second of it. Emma's face told the entire story before she even opened her mouth. The tears came, the voice trembled, and when she finally spoke, the vulnerability was heartbreaking and incredibly raw. She talked openly about the crushing, suffocating weight of expectation that follows her everywhere she goes. Ever since that magical run at Flushing Meadows back in 2021, when she became the first qualifier in history to win a Grand Slam and didn't drop a single set the entire tournament, the world has expected nothing less than perfection from her. Every tournament, every match, every single point is scrutinized and analyzed. The pressure is relentless, it's constant, and it's unforgiving. Emma admitted she felt like she couldn't deliver what everyone wanted from her. And in that moment of brutal honesty, she showed the world that beneath the champion exterior is a young woman dealing with incredible pressure that most of us couldn't even begin to imagine. She promised through tears that she would get back up and come back stronger. But here's the harsh reality of professional tennis. Words mean absolutely nothing if you can't back them up on the court. The court doesn't care about your feelings, your struggles, or your promises. The court only cares about results. Social media did what social media does best. It went absolutely nuclear with opinions. The haters came out in full force, claiming Emma was overrated, that she was a one-hit wonder, that she couldn't handle the pressure of being a Grand Slam champion. The armchair experts dissected every aspect of her game, her team, her decisions, her mindset. Some people wrote her off completely, saying she would never recapture that US Open magic. But then there were the believers, The fans who remembered that this young woman achieved something truly extraordinary and that champions don't just disappear overnight. They reminded everyone that Emma has dealt with injuries, coaching changes, and more scrutiny than players twice her age, and she's still standing, still fighting, still competing at the highest level. Fast forward just a few days to the beautiful blue courts of Melbourne Park, where the Australian Open 2026 was about to begin. The atmosphere at the first Grand Slam of the year is always electric. There's something special about Melbourne, the energy, the crowds, the late-night matches under the lights. Players arrive with fresh hopes, new goals, and the belief that this could be their tournament. For Emma Raducanu, stepping onto that court for her first-round match carried extra weight. This wasn't just another match. This was a statement match. This was her opportunity to show the world that Hobart was just a bump in the road, not the end of the story. Her opponent was Thailand's Maninkaya Sawanki, a player who had absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain. Sawanki came out absolutely guns blazing from the very first point. She was hitting winners from all over the court, putting immediate pressure on Emma, showing zero fear of the occasion or the opponent. For those watching, especially those who witnessed the Hobart heartbreak, there was that sinking feeling starting to creep in. The question hung heavy in the air. Was history about to repeat itself? Was the confidence so shattered that Emma couldn't recover? Was this going to be another devastating early exit that would send her spiraling even further? But then, ladies and gentlemen, something absolutely magical happened. You could literally see it, the exact moment when something just clicked inside Emma Raducanu. It was like watching a light switch flip on. The nervousness in her movement disappeared. The hesitation in her shots vanished. Suddenly, the Emma Raducanu that we all remember, the fearless ball striker, the aggressive baseline player, the champion, came roaring back to life. She started finding her rhythm, moving better, hitting cleaner, playing with purpose and confidence. The forehand that had been tentative started ripping. The serve that had been shaky found its target. The movement that had looked heavy became light and explosive. Emma completely took over the match and absolutely dismantled her opponent, storming to a commanding 6-4, 6-1 victory that wasn't even as close as the score suggests. She was quick on her feet, dancing around the court with that beautiful movement. She was aggressive with her shot selection, taking the ball early and dictating play. She was confident in her decisions, going for her shots without second-guessing. And most importantly, most beautifully, she was smiling again. That smile, that genuine joy of competing and winning, that's what we've been missing. That's what makes Emma Raducanu so special to watch. In her post-match. But wait, there's so much more that happened on this absolutely crazy day one. Let's talk about some of the other wild storylines that emerged from Melbourne. Stefanos Tsitsipas, the Greek star and perennial contender, had a slightly shaky start against Alejandro Morocanis, but managed to get through in 4 sets, showing that even the top players aren't immune to first-round jitters. Daniil Medvedev, always entertaining whether he's winning or losing his mind at the chair umpire, cruised through his opener and looks dangerous as always. On the women's side, Coco Gauff started her campaign with purpose and confidence, showing the form that makes her one of the favorites every time she steps on court. Jessica Pegula battled through a tough 3-setter, demonstrating the fighting spirit that has defined her career. And there were upsets too, because this is Grand Slam tennis and upsets are basically guaranteed. Several seeded players hit the exit door on day one, their dreams of championship glory ending before they really even began. The atmosphere at Melbourne Park on opening day is truly something special. You've got fans from literally every corner of the globe, wearing their country's colors, waving flags, creating an atmosphere that's part sporting event, part global celebration. You've got matches happening simultaneously on multiple courts, meaning incredible tennis is taking place everywhere you look. You've got the famous late-night sessions where the Melbourne crowd gets rowdy and the atmosphere becomes absolutely electric. You've got the perfect weather, the beautiful facilities, and that sense that anything can happen over the next 2 weeks. What makes the Australian Open so special is that it sets the tone for the entire tennis year. This is where narratives begin. This is where new stars are born. This is where veterans make their last stands. This is where underdogs shock the world. This is where champions prove they deserve their status. Everything that happens in Melbourne reverberates throughout the rest of the season. A deep run here can provide confidence for the entire year. An early exit can create doubts that linger for months. For Emma Raducanu specifically, this victory is so much more than just advancing to the second round. This is about proving to herself that she belongs at this level. This is about silencing the doubters and critics who wrote her off. This is about showing that the talent that won the US Open didn't just disappear. This is about building momentum and confidence. Every match she wins from here is another step forward in her journey back to the top of the game. Sure, Anastasia Potapova in round 2 is going to be a serious challenge, a tough test of whether this newfound form is sustainable. But right now, Emma has to be feeling good about her game and her chances. The road ahead is long and difficult, make no mistake about that. The Australian Open is a brutal tournament. The heat can be absolutely scorching, turning the courts into ovens and testing physical conditioning to the absolute limit. The matches are best of 3 sets for the women and best of 5 for the men, meaning one bad day, one slight dip in form, and you're done. The competition is absolutely fierce, with multiple former champions and hungry young players all hunting for the same trophy. Mental toughness becomes just as important as physical talent. The ability to reset after a bad game or set, to stay focused when the pressure is mounting, to execute your game plan when everything is on the line. These are the things that separate champions from everyone else. What we're witnessing with Emma Raducanu is a masterclass in resilience. Think about what she's been through just in the last week. Devastating loss and tears in Hobart, followed by massive pressure heading into Melbourne, followed by a shaky start to her first-round match, followed by finding her form and dominating. The emotional swings alone would break most people, but Emma keeps getting back up. She keeps fighting. She keeps believing. And that's what champions do. They don't let one bad moment define them. They don't let critics and doubters rent space in their heads. They focus on the process, trust their preparation, and compete like their lives depend on it. Cameron Norrie's 5-set victory is equally impressive from a mental perspective. Being down in a match, feeling like things aren't going your way, watching your opponent play well and build confidence, that's when doubt creeps in. That's when it's easy to let the match slip away. But Cam refused to let that happen. He's built a reputation as one of the mentally toughest players on tour, someone who never gives up, and he proved exactly why he has that reputation. Those are the kinds of wins that can carry you deep into a tournament because you absolutely know, that you can fight through adversity and come out the other side. Looking at the broader landscape of the tournament, the men's draw looks absolutely stacked. You've got Alcaraz looking like the clear favorite, Novak Djokovic lurking and hunting for yet another Grand Slam title, Medvedev always dangerous on hard courts, Tsitsipas trying to finally break through and win that elusive first major, and a whole group of young hungry players who believe their time is now. The women's draw is equally fascinating, with Sabalenka defending her title, Coco Gauff looking to add to her Grand Slam collection, Iga Swiatek trying to conquer the one slam that's eluded her, and players like Raducanu trying to recapture past glory. The next 2 weeks are going to be absolutely unmissable. The beauty of Grand Slam tennis is that it strips everything away to the most basic truth. You either win or you go home. There are no second chances, no do-overs, no excuses. 7 matches stand between every player and immortality. 7 matches to prove you're the best player in the world. 7 matches where every point matters. Every game is crucial. Every set is a battle. The pressure is immense, the scrutiny is intense, and the rewards for success are eternal. Your name gets engraved on the trophy forever. You join the ranks of legends. You achieve something that the vast majority of professional tennis players never will. What Day One showed us is that the Australian Open 2026 is going to deliver everything we could possibly want. We've got compelling storylines already developing. We've got established stars making statements. We've got underdogs fighting for respect. We've got veterans refusing to go quietly. We've got young talent announcing themselves. We've got drama, emotion, incredible shot making, and that indefinable magic that only Grand Slam tennis can provide. For Emma Raducanu, this is just the beginning of what could be a truly special tournament. The talent has always been there. That was never in question. The US Open title proved she has championship-level ability. What's been missing is consistency, confidence, and health. If she can keep her body holding up, if she can maintain this level of play, if she can keep the belief strong, there's no reason she can't make a deep run here. Every match is an opportunity to build, to grow, to prove herself all over again. The second round against Potapova will tell us a lot about where Emma really is mentally and physically. So day one is officially in the history books, and what a day it was. The storylines are already overflowing, and we're just getting started. Can Emma Raducanu keep this incredible momentum going and silence the critics for good? Will Carlos Alcaraz cruise to another Grand Slam title, or is there an upset brewing that nobody sees coming? Can Aryna Sabalenka win her third consecutive Australian Open and cement her place among the all-time greats? Will Cameron Norrie and the other Brits continue their impressive showing? What other dramatic moments, stunning upsets, and incredible matches await us over the next 2 weeks? We're going to be here every single day bringing you all the action, all the analysis, all the drama from Melbourne Park. We'll break down the biggest matches, highlight the most incredible shots, discuss the shocking upsets, and keep you completely up to date on everything happening at the Australian Open 2026. You absolutely cannot afford to miss a single second of this tournament, and Champions Tennisitics is going to be your home for all of it. If you enjoyed this deep dive into day one and the Emma Raducanu emotional roller coaster, do me a massive favor and smash that like button right now. It genuinely helps us out more than you know and tells YouTube to share our content with more tennis fans like you. Drop a comment below and let's get a conversation going. Do you think Emma Raducanu has what it takes to go deep this year and potentially win another Grand Slam? Are you Team Emma, or are you skeptical about whether she can maintain this form? What other players are you most excited to watch over the next 2 weeks? I read every single comment, and I love hearing from you. And if you haven't already, make absolutely sure you are subscribed to Champions Tennisitics and hit that notification bell so you're the very first to know when we drop our next video. We've got daily coverage coming throughout the entire Australian Open, player spotlights, match analysis, upset alerts, and so much more incredible content headed your way. Don't miss out on any of the action. The Australian Open 2026 is here. It's real, it's spectacular, and we're just getting warmed up. From heartbreak to triumph, from tears to victory, from doubt to belief, this is why we love tennis. This is why we watch. This is why it matters. I'll see you in the next one with more incredible coverage from Melbourne. Until then, keep supporting your favorite players, keep loving this beautiful sport, and remember, in tennis just like in life, it's not about how many times you get knocked down. It's about how many times you get back up. Peace out, tennis family.
Sum up how you're feeling now.
Yeah, I feel, I feel down. Like I feel
Tennis star Emma Raducanu was left shaken and tearful.